Welcome to another episode of Somewhere Between a Film and TV podcast. We're your hosts. I am Daniel Parr.
And I'm Erwin Trejo.
And number one, thank you so much for listening and watching. Again, if you're still on Spotify or Apple or anywhere else that podcast can be found.
What's your favorite fruit?
Watermelon, the same as you.
Yeah.
I can go down on one completely.
Me too.
Wait.
Dude, the best combo? Meat and watermelon.
At the same time?
Well, yeah, I would take it, I would do one thing at a time.
Have you seen the watermelon pizza that trended like years ago where they put like, you're looking at me like, yeah, you have.
Yeah.
With cheese and pepperoni and, everything that goes on pizza. But then the watermelon slice is the crust. And so have you ever eaten a rind before?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to like be some secret, like good tasting thing. It didn't really taste like anything.
Nothing.
Not at all. I've also eaten an orange peel. And you know which one I could not get through? A banana peel. And
I can just imagine you just finishing the banana and then you're just like,
Are you ever extra hungry? Can you do that again?
Yeah.
That's how I eat them. Like when I went to the food festival on Sunday, I had a churro and it was cream filled.
Oh, dude, those are the best
ones. They are the best ones.
Anytime
and then
it's creamed,
you
amazing.
Bite into it and it busts in your mouth. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what emotion I experience whenever
Inside
I have
out.
that joy?
I experience inside out.
We know. Okay, so Erwin.
Yes.
We know each other inside out, right?
I already know what you're going to say. Just say it to me.
Wait, what? How did it go? It was a pickup line. And it
Oh, that's what we're doing, huh?
It said, hey, who wants to go out with me and
all right, dude, I'm gonna look it up.
see Inside Out 2 and okay, yeah. I sent it to you, right?
Yeah, you did.
Can I read it?
All right, here we go.
Okay, so it says, who trying to see Inside Out 2 and get 8 Inside Out 2?
What happened to good morning? Oh, good morning. That was funny.
That's a good first message. Have you sent that to anybody yet?
No.
Anyway,
is that good?
Everyone. What we like to do here is we review movies, and we occasionally get off topic, but then we circle back around. Imagine you went to a movie with your friends. Are you a fan of them? I don't know if we've ever talked about them on the YouTube format before.
Yes, I'm a fan of them.
Did you see that Pitbull is having a free concert on like June 21st?
That sounds terrible. Again, I don't know. I did enjoy Pitbull as a kid.
Because he's bald.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But then, what do we do?
I don't know, dude. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Pitbull or
No?
Oh, okay.
You go into a theater, you get out.
Why would I get out and try to watch the movie?
After the movie's over.
Oh, okay. Then I go home.
Yeah, but then do you not do anything in between?
Drive?
What did we do last night in the parking lot?
We did a lot of things
in
in the parking lot.
That's true. Never mind.
Yeah.
Like talk.
Just talking, that's it.
What are we reviewing?
Inside Out.
2.
Wait, 2.
So,
that was 4.
Just to repeat, everything we do will always have full spoilers. I do think there's stuff to discuss in this movie. We're going to go over Pixar, what we've thought of it lately, Disney's huge stumble last year that they had pretty much.
Or like Wish
and Elemental, but we'll get into everything in a second. So, Erwin, I want to ask you, preface this.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Pixar in general? What are some of your favorites?
I don't like any of them.
Any of them at all?
Yeah.
Is that why you own like Ratatouille and Toy Story 3 and oh yeah, you must hate the first 2 if you only own 3 and 4.
That doesn't make sense. They're just expensive for some reason.
And that's the Disney. People call it the Disney tax. Whenever they say like Lego sets, Disney Lego sets are always more than they're supposed to be because they call it the Disney tax.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. So whenever you said any of these are going to go on sale on Black Friday, no, they're not.
It'll be like $5 off.
Not to mention, people don't even consider digital anything to be like everything's digital Disney Plus, and they don't consider physical media as great as it is.
Yeah.
But it's
I love
aggravating.
Disney, Pixar.
Yeah.
Pixar, Disney.
Disney Pixar.
Disney, Pixar.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I love their movies.
What's your favorite one? I don't think I even know.
Dude, I was talking about that today. I could not decide.
Yeah.
I just know like top 5. It would have to be like Inside Out, Ratatouille, Toy Story. Shoot, I don't know which one. Either
Pick any of them.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
One of those. And then the first Incredibles movie. I love Soul.
I was just talking about Soul earlier.
Yeah, I love Soul so much. And I don't know. I have to look at the list again. But there's just like, Coco right there. What I'm talking about. I love Coco as well. But
I really love Coco. But the thing is, with me, like my favorites, it's really hard for me to state which ones they would be because I grew up.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
You don't have that answer either.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
I don't know. Shrek 2. You can't go wrong.
That's an amazing pick. And I wouldn't judge you for having it. But I love Toy Story 1 through 4 all so much. I grew up, like whenever we talk about growing up with stuff, how did it affect you? I straight up like came out the womb. Like,
ew.
I did. Everybody does.
Oh.
But you did too.
No, my mom was a C-section.
I think mine was too.
Then why did you say that you came out? Everybody does it.
Everybody comes out of their mothers.
No, none of it's a C-section.
You came out of your mom.
No.
You were grown in your mother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant I came out of my mom's, like...
No.
Okay.
I'm saying that you were in your mother, unless you were adopted.
Well, I mean,
you look way too much like your dad.
Okay, but like I would still have to like come out of like somebody.
You do got to come out of somewhere. That's life.
Yeah.
But I love Toy Story so much. I remember that. I guess I don't remember this, but
what's the story?
Told this of Toy Story.
Yeah.
That Woody and Buzz don't get along at first until they do.
Dude, that's like us.
Oh yeah, because you were like, "Oh, who's that guy?"
Yeah.
Whenever it was like 7th
I'm trying to play basketball and win.
Or you broke my shovel in 3rd grade, and we both got in trouble.
Wait, what shovel? Oh yeah, you always bring that up, but I don't remember that.
I remember it very well because it was one of the first times I'd ever gotten in trouble in my life.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the last.
No, it won't be. No. But I remember that was one of the first, and it was because of you.
Yeah. All right. I was like, I didn't know what else to say to that.
You're like, do you want to bring up like 12, 15? How old are you in 3rd grade?
Not 12 or 15.
Like Billy Madison?
I think I was like 7.
That doesn't sound right. You were definitely pushing 16.
What? You and I were both in 3rd grade?
Guys, we're secretly still in high school right now.
Oh,
we just didn't want anybody to know.
We're like super seniors.
Like that one kid that was next to me last night that I told you, I was like, that kid is definitely not 18.
Oh,
because at Alamo Drafthouse, I guess no matter the movie, no matter if it's PG or whatever, you have to be.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
18. And then the guy was like, "Are you 18?" And he said,
yeah."
No, he said, and then he said, "Nothing." And then the guy repeated himself, and he was like, "Yeah." But Toy Story 1 through 4, 1 and 2, I remember. I would still say 2 is my favorite.
Yeah.
Of all time, maybe, but I do really love Ratatouille and Coco, and I think we have a lot of the same picks.
Yeah.
WALL-E is almost perfect to me because
I love WALL-E.
I think like it's a 5-star movie that I think like would have been number 1 or 2 if the second half was like the first half.
Yeah, I need to watch it again, but I love
because all the like the silent parts of it are just like on another level to me. But I adore that movie. I love Up, and
I don't think I love Up as much as like everyone else does.
Yeah,
but I think just because how like that montage takes over so much.
I think that's when people say they love that movie. Yeah. I do think that's the portion they're talking about.
Yeah, but it's like in the very beginning. Yeah. Don't get me wrong; it still gets me emotional at the end, but it's not as impactful in the beginning with the montage.
It definitely carries through for the rest of it for me, but I also probably would say the same thing. I don't know if I would put it in the upper echelon of like the Pixar stuff.
Yeah.
But you know what? Bringing this up, I wish that I'm like happy that Pixar is releasing their stuff in theaters again. I know that I'm sure you heard the stupid comment that they made in an article recently.
What?
So the person that runs Pixar right now, I think it might be Pete Docter. I could have gotten that wrong, but the director of the first Inside Out said that due to the not heavy success of Soul and Turning Red and Luca, which I'm going to get into how that's annoying because Disney Plus, but
yeah,
he said that instead of taking risks, they now all they want to do is go back and just do what works, which is sequels to stuff.
Damn, that sucks.
And everybody was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And and Elemental didn't do that well. But he said that it's because since all of that didn't do that well, because it's weird the way he phrased this. He said it was too relatable for some people. Like he said it was
the
too
new ones?
Like Soul and stuff. He said it was too specific
Mm-hmm.
to certain types of people and Turning Red, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense because
Well, it sounds like, well, if we look at the leads of it too, like I don't know.
I think
it's more than just.
I think it's one of those excuses, but you know what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like, I think it's Bob Iger, the guy who runs Disney, definitely wrote something for him that was like, just say this and then you're good. And
because I'm like, what do you mean specific? Because I like, in terms of like what those movies were trying to say, it's very applicable towards like anyone.
Yeah.
Especially Soul. Like, I don't understand.
This is the same company that, as much as I love Coco, they tried to trademark the Day of the Dead to like be owned by Disney.
That's insane.
So they're not always in the best mindset. As much as I love some of their work,
at the end of the day, comes to money.
It does always come to money. And whenever I went to Disney World and I saw the Coco Land, it was awesome.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of interesting that I was like, it feels weird to see all of this here and then see the Mexican food they serve, and it's just those like really plain flour tortillas. You know, the what's it called? The one that's the bell.
The bell. Taco Bell?
No, but the bell tortillas. I think that might just be what they're called.
What are bell tortillas? I don't even know.
They're like the really flat, like basic ones, the tortillas that you buy from HEB, and not the baked ones that are baked in the store.
I don't know, dude.
Okay, I'll send you a picture. Mission. They're called Mission.
Oh, the Mission tortillas.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh, okay.
But it's weird because I think Soul, in my personal opinion, is like way up there. Yeah. And it sucks. I don't know if you got to see any of them theatrically.
No, I wanted to see Soul.
Yeah, I did too, and they did that with Soul and Luca and Turning Red, and I really wanted to see Soul specifically, but I never got to.
Yeah.
And that movie is really special, I think, and I love it like a lot. But getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Good job, boy.
Yeah. I'll do it again.
What? Wait, what's the big deal?
So you brought that up the first time. Because it was our 50th episode. Now it's our 51st. But Erwin, the first Inside Out. What do you think of it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally said it was my top 5 movies. I love that movie so much. Like, when I went to go see Inside Out 2 and like the theme started playing,
the piano,
yeah, it just felt like I was just back into like that world, I guess. Yeah, and just like seeing all the emotions again from the very first one back to the second one, and then introducing the other characters. It was just, I don't know, it just reminded me how much I loved the first one again. Yeah. But what do you think of the first one?
You know what? Before I get into this, while we're on the topic of previous Pixar movies, I have seen the first Cars a lot recently because of my nephew. That movie's underrated, and it's great, and I love it. I think it's really, really good. Yeah. Cars 2 sucks. Everybody, I think understands that.
Because when you compare it to, like, every other Pixar movie, you're like, what is this?
Genuinely, though, they just straight up made a bad movie, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it, in a while. Yeah. But I just remember it's just, I mean, of course, it doesn't live up to the other ones. It's just like Good Dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur.
Which is very mediocre.
Yeah. I remember us talking about that. Yeah. I think that was one of the first Pixar movies where, because when Cars 2 came out, I'm sure we both were just like It's Cars. I mean, like we're 11. We don't know opinions on anything. I think that was the year I formed opinions on if a movie could be bad or not, because Green Lantern came out that year.
Oh,
and and then The Good Dinosaur. I do remember being like having enough of a mindset to be like, this is incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah.
And then it made me wonder, at what point can you push animation but also just forget to make a compelling narrative? Because I didn't like any of the characters in that movie. I remember I think I gave that movie 3 stars when I saw it, because I was like, look, it is a technical marvel and it looks amazing, but it's boring.
Cars 2?
No, The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, the way it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I just could not remember anything from it.
I remember I liked the design for the main dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you anything else about that movie.
No.
The water looks realistic. I remember that.
Yeah.
But this idea of sequels also kind of made me apprehensive towards Inside Out 2, but also not because the idea is so great.
Yes.
And I remember Finding Dory not being like amazing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Finding Dory.
I remember I love Incredibles 2. I know opinions on that are apparently mixed, which is surprising to me because I thought it was really good.
I think it's as good as the first one.
Yeah.
So
I think
I love the first one more.
I do. Maybe the first one is the better like overall experience, but I do think the second one is still amazing.
Yes.
And I remember loving that when it came out in theaters. It's just that like some of the hits hit harder, but also Pixar is Pixar, so you have to remind yourself that like the bar for
Ratatouille. Do you like this movie?
I love Ratatouille.
Name one thing about Ratatouille that you love.
This guy, Remy.
This guy.
That's not Remy.
This guy without the glare.
But I have a controversial opinion on the first Inside Out. And
you broke the shovel.
I think people.
Oh no, that was me.
No, yeah, that was you.
Okay.
I think people might misinterpret me saying this as I don't like this movie.
Yes.
I think it's very good.
He hates this movie.
I don't think it's great.
We sold the zoo. I'm sorry.
You sold. Yeah. I have seen so many reviews of Inside Out 2 lately that I've been watching, and they've been prefacing it by saying, this is my favorite Pixar movie. I'm like, really? And I just I'm so surprised by that. But the first one came out 9 years ago.
That was like 10 years ago.
No, I think it's 9 because it came out in 2015.
Dang.
So it's been a long time. So I was like, maybe it's just, recency bias. Mm-hmm. I don't think you could call it that. It's like almost a decade old.
Yeah.
And my flaws with that movie are that I do think it's incredibly well crafted. It's very well thought out.
That's your flaw? I'm
not done.
Oh.
These are all positives.
Yeah, you were just talking about flaws.
The emotional core, because they say that, of the movie in the first one doesn't entirely work for me because I can't stand the character of Bing Bong.
Why?
I think he's so annoying. And not in like a cutesy way, like in the second one with that one guy, what's his name, Bloofy? But we'll get to it. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is funny.
But
when he kept looking at this,
whenever he dies or whatever, and he fades away from memory in the first, I'm like, thank God.
Dude, that's insane.
Because
it was like the complete opposite.
And that's like how it is for everyone. But I just didn't respond to that character.
You just didn't have imaginary friends.
I did.
No, I don't think so.
I was a kid.
Clearly, you were not talking to yourself as a kid.
I definitely do. I still do that. I was a kid that read books and didn't have any friends at like 4 and 5 years old. So I definitely.
We get it. Okay.
Like you were a loser.
It's fine. We understand. Oh, damn.
Did you have imaginary friends?
No, I was a loser too. No, I did.
No, I was that kid that got a best friend at the age of 5, and then we would take the sticks on the ground and pretend to wave wands from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Or lightsabers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was the pinnacle of my childhood existence.
Yeah, I just remember being outside a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Just literally grabbing sticks.
And then
going I'm gonna run away. Grabs her backpack, fill it up with snacks, goes to the nearest wooden area, finds a camp area, eats all snacks, going, crap, I can't do this.
Hungry.
I'm hungry. And then comes back home. Mom and Dad go, you were gone for an hour.
How many times did you do this?
Just once. I still remember that.
What snacks did you pack?
I just grabbed anything from the pantry, but I remember like granola bars for sure. But I just remember just putting it in there, and I'm like, I just sat there going like, all right,
This is the life. Yeah.
and I go.
You related to the thing in the first one whenever she tries to run away, but then does it incredibly unsuccessfully.
Yeah. And then my parents were like, "Where were you?"
Like hanging out outside.
I was just outside.
But I like it. I like it a lot, and I just don't love it. But Erwin, Inside Out 2, what did you think of it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I think I loved it as much as the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And because my one worry about the sequel was the fact that they were introducing new emotions, and I didn't know if they were going to balance it all well.
Yeah.
And I think they did a pretty good job balancing every other new emotion that was involved in this movie. Mm-hmm. And also just like seeing more of Riley.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing how like they're having her progress in her story too. Because like it's insane to see like not just Riley progress, but like the main emotions that were happening in the very first one again in the sequel as well, and like see their progression, like joy and sadness, like their relationship
from the first one, right?
Yeah, from the first one to the second and the sequel. Now like you can tell so much where Joy like trusts sadness now, yeah, compared to how she was in the very first
because
movie.
They're polar opposites, right? Yeah. And I loved this one. I loved it a lot, and every single thing, like every single flaw I'd ever had about the first one, that I wish it would have expanded more on its own world, that I didn't feel like it had done it enough in the first one. I wish I could have seen more of the emotions, because you're really only focused on two of them, and while I like that a lot, I wish that, that they would all be together and they would bounce off of each other. I wish that the Riley story would have been more compelling. And so every single thing, you're looking at me like you're like, I'm insane.
I'm not upset. Yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Every single thing, though, that I ever had like a flaw in that one is expanded on here and works. And I love the inner workings of the minds in this one.
I'm sorry. It's just like, I'm not dealing with this well. My emotions are not reacting
okay,
well,
so
inside and out.
We had an old version of this podcast years ago when we were in high school. Do you remember one of the first arguments we ever got into?
What?
Was about the first one.
Oh, damn, no wonder it's bringing it back.
Huh? I remember because...
Oh, man. Like, I feel it, dude. I really feel it. I don't know why. I'm getting so angry right now.
You won't be able to find that episode. It's gone. It's like... Plus, it was recorded horribly on like an iPhone. Hey
guys, if you do, put some hateful comments down below.
I like it. I just don't love it, but I love this one. This one caused me the primary emotion of a lot of joy.
Dude, I don't know why I'm so angry right now. Why don't you love this?
I've tried. I have watched... Genuinely, you ever watch something and you're like, it's going to click with me this time? And then I've seen this movie like 5 or 6 times. Not the new one. I saw the. I was like, I was busy today. That's why. No, the first one. I've seen it quite a few times.
If you don't like it, or like if you don't love it as much as somebody else, then.
But you ever like Stockholm syndrome yourself with something to be like, I'm gonna love this as much as everybody else does?
I mean, I try. Yeah, I've tried that before, but if I genuinely just don't.
It happens sometimes for sure, but. I'm trying to think of it like a specific example.
I'm trying to think of one too where like, do you remember which one like that happened?
With me?
No, with me.
Oh, with you?
Probably Uncut Gems.
Speaking of.
Yeah. Because I said I loved it, but I didn't love it as much as like.
I love that movie. So, that is one of my favorite movies of all time. And speaking of that movie, what, did you see it recently and your mind changed or?
No. What do you mean?
Oh, you just don't love it as much as.
I don't love it as much as like other people do.
Yeah.
Like you.
And I adore that movie.
Like You People.
Like the movie You People?
No, You People.
With Jonah Hill.
No, You People. I was at the theater today.
I'm not British. I would never be.
Beans and toast.
Oh yeah, they eat weird. I learned a lot of our viewership is from London. Fix your food. But
Fix your food. Guys, send us some food.
Yeah, are you kidding me? They half their beans come out of a can.
I mean, I eat my beans out of a can.
I know, I see
that. You suck. What the heck?
Dude, I bet anything whenever you were younger. I was like, I'm going to pack my bag full of snacks. It's filled with beans. You even pack a can opener. Making myself
Go
laugh.
back to Inside Out 2.
Okay. I thought that it was weird whenever the person... I should have looked up the director's names of this because it did switch from Pete Docter, who was responsible.
Kelsey Grams?
I bet it's Kelsey Graham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Okay. But I had seen in an interview that they cited that one of their primary inspirations for this movie was Uncut Gems, which kind of took me by surprise. And had you seen anything about that?
No.
No?
I didn't say anything about that.
But then watching it, I got a real feeling of like, did you feel...
Kelsey Mann.
Kelsey Mann?
Kelsey Mann.
Okay, Kelsey Mann directed this, which is a switch over from the first one, which I know people were concerned about. But did you feel a certain kind of like, I guess, anxiety during this movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially at the end. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm pretty sure like everyone has experienced any like type of like anxiety attack or like panic attack at some point.
Yeah.
And I think they captured it very well. Because like the last one I could think of was like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
You know, it's a meme, right?
Why?
It's a meme to say this movie contains a realistic depiction of an anxiety attack.
How's that a meme?
Because in the first one, they said it in Puss in Boots so much, and it just became a thing.
Oh.
But that's it.
Oh.
So it'll say like, this movie contains a realistic scene of a...
Oh, okay. So I can see them with like anything.
Well, does it?
Well, I don't
like
know. I don't want to be memed out right now.
The Spider-Verse short film had that happen to it too.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it.
This one.
Yeah.
And I guess there will be more moving forward.
More anxiety attack films?
Yeah, I hope so.
No, why?
Like how I feel during The Bear.
Yeah.
Which comforts me in a weird way.
You know, in The Bear, they have realistic anxiety attack scenes.
Well, that's just sort of like the feeling.
Yeah. Well.
But did you feel that, like, the inspiration for that here? Because I noticed, you know how in...
No.
No?
No.
You know
again, I don't love it as much as you do. So.
Okay, so in Uncut Gems, which I've seen a lot.
Yeah. I've only seen it like twice.
Yeah. You know how they're constantly talking over each other and they're constantly disagreeing?
Yeah, that's us right now.
We're not disagreeing yet. You're holding back.
Now I feel like an uncut gem.
You do?
Is that what it is? Is that
like
how
circumcised? That's the double entendre.
Really?
Uncut.
Oh.
Like a penis.
But I thought like a penis. What?
Phallic.
I think it's fallacies.
That's good.
Really?
Fallacies. Yeah, great job, man.
Thanks. So you love Inside Out now?
They go inside out. Good job, Us.
The movie Us?
That's a great movie.
That is, yes.
Okay, what were your thoughts on this?
Inside Out 2?
Yeah.
I loved it.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But what were some of your favorite things about it?
My favorite things were the new emotions that they introduced and how well they worked together. Just how the very first one that you got to see that. Because whenever joy and sadness left and you got to see anger, disgust, and fear, just doing their own thing as well. Like I enjoyed that as well. And so like the fact that I got to see these new emotions interact with one another too, like that was great. And I also loved like just seeing Riley more. Yeah. Like on the outside perspective of it too. I
loved that subplot, actually. I think it's cool. I always ask if you'd want to see another one of these at the end. Yeah. I definitely want to see a third one. Dude, I think it's like it's just very endless. Like what they can do. So I'm very interested if they're gonna do like a jump, like for her like high school, like from high school to like being adulthood. Or if it's just gonna be high school. I was thinking about that. Yeah. And since this is a transition from 8th grade to 9th grade, I would kind of like it if they did like an 11th and 12th grade area and then they moved on. Oh, I think this lends itself to endless amounts of sequels, which I'm sure Disney is very happy about. Yeah. But as long as they retain that energy and they decide to add different emotions each time, because it adds a layer of complexity. Yeah. Because since these movies are deciding to grow up with their audience, I think that's incredibly smart.
Yeah.
I found this one a lot more, like, don't get me wrong, the first one is mature storytelling. Pixar at their best always is.
Yes.
But this one has nuance and takes its time. And if there's ever like an emotional beat, I'm not trying to make a pun there, where they want to like really sit in the theme or the emotion that they're trying to convey, they'll do it. And there's one line in this by Joy, which I'm sure will be like a Facebook post like over and over, where it's like maybe whenever you're older, you just don't experience as much joy, which is a great line. But then I'm sure it'll be posted by, you know, and then there'll be a minion next to
it. Or Peaky Blinder.
Oh yeah, that's his name. Peaky Blinder. Like how you said it, I haven't even seen that show. But no, my favorite things about this are, I mean, it goes without saying that the animation in this is top tier. Like,
oh yeah,
there's no. It's one of those things where I think the only time you'd ever comment on that with Pixar is if it ever looked worse.
But then again, like, I can't even remember the last time a Pixar movie looked bad.
Has it ever? I mean, I guess the first Toy Story's dated, but that's because it's the first one.
Yeah.
And like they didn't have the capacity to do the things that they can now.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I really loved every emotion in this pretty much. Maya Hawke is a standout because she's basically, I'm not going to call
the new lead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, she's like the lead of this one.
So. I would not call her the villain of this. I liked that there was no villain in this movie. There's no one like scheming to do anything.
Yeah.
It's just that she's like doing everything out of her best interests.
Yeah.
And that,
I mean, that's how it was in the first one too. Like Joy was doing the best.
Yeah.
Just for what Riley would want.
I think that's such an interesting idea because Inside Out, definitely, I know people have written papers on like the psychology of these movies, and the second one definitely lends itself to even more. And there's so many. You told me that you'd never heard me laugh so much in like a really long time.
Yeah.
And that's definitely true because there's so many visual gags too that I thought were so funny. But you can get me with an easy pun. Like if you say brainstorm and then there's a storm full of ideas, that's hilarious. Or the one that made me laugh the most is whenever they're like imprisoned in the jar and their repressed emotions. That's hilarious. But then they run into the Smash Bros. Kingdom Hearts guy.
That was so funny.
Erwin.
Yes. What's
in your deep, dark vault that you would hide? Like, what's... Actually, I'm going to ask you this. What do you think is...
I was like, am I about to be exposed? Like, my secret?
No, not your big, dark secret where you, like, burned a hole in the rug.
Yeah.
In that movie. No. Have you ever had, like, an embarrassing crush on, like, a video game character or a cartoon character?
I don't think it's embarrassing.
Well, like, one that you don't, like, say to people.
Like a video game character?
Yeah.
I didn't really play much video games.
Okay.
Maybe like Lego Princess Leia.
Okay. When she's wearing the bikini top or whatever?
Yeah, sure.
I've seen plenty of posts about that, so I understand.
Like, because I remember as a kid, I remember that game vividly. Playing Lego Star Wars on my Xbox.
You were bricked up, yeah. Keep going.
And then Crash Bandicoot.
Him?
No, I'm just saying like the game.
I was like,
I was like, Erwin, what's wrong with you? I'm trying to remember what other games I played. There was like this car game too.
Car?
Yeah, like a car game.
Okay, well, what about a cartoon character?
Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate, but I love it too.
What are their names?
What are the great animators that have done this to us?
Shigo.
Sir, what are you doing? Please stop.
You're agreeing with me.
This sort of reminds me of someone at work. He was talking about My Hero.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying like, oh my god, the Invisible Girl, like like in one episode.
Oh, where they say, oh, I know, they do show what she looks like for a second, right?
Yeah, they did. Yes, they show her for like a split second, and then he goes, "Oh man, like she's really cute," and I go, "Dude, she's like 15 or 16."
Oh yeah, they're all underage.
Yeah, he's like, "No."
Can you say the first and last name of the person that you just said, and and then where they live?
Where they live? I'd love to.
What's that guy's name? Chris Hansen.
Get him.
Do you have any flaws with this?
Have you ever loved Spider-Man? Sorry.
From the game?
Yeah.
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 That's that mission from the second one?
I think so.
That's sad.
Yeah.
You haven't played it.
I know. I got spoiled.
Oh, yeah. When are you going to get that?
I have the game. I need to like send my PS5 somewhere
Oh,
to get
yeah,
everything
because
clean.
you keep like breaking it. Yeah.
I don't break it.
No,
It keeps crashing.
Sure.
Bandicoot.
Your type. That man has no legs.
He does have legs.
Yeah, but
he just spins.
He's like he spins too much for that. He needs to have bigger legs.
Oh my god! All right. Well,
do
you have a favorite? I guess cartoon character that you like.
Favorite cartoon character?
Yeah.
My boy SpongeBob, maybe.
That's how you found sexy.
Oh, we're talking about sexy.
Oh, Patrick.
No, I could never say that. I told you, Patrick reminds me of you.
What? So you wouldn't.
I recently watched the first movie again.
Yeah.
And I was showing it to my students because it was like the last day of school.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had never seen it before.
Oh wow.
And the scene when he was like wearing the fishnets, they were all yelling the gyat thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that reminds me, or that reminds you of me.
Take it as you will. So, do you have any flaws with this movie?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Do you have any like favorite? What is your favorite emotion?
Out of all of them?
Yeah.
Shoot. I do love joy, but
do you?
Yeah. I love joy, and then I also like envy. She's funny.
Oh, Io Debris.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's.
I love when she's like, "Oh, I want to have her," like stuff like that.
I like when Fear says, "I can fix her."
I can fix her.
It made me laugh so hard.
Relatable.
No, I really love this a lot. This is one of those things where it's like it's kind of hard to speak on because it's very much such a visually representative movie.
Yes.
And a lot of the jokes work in that way.
You know what I would love? I don't know why, like a spin-off of like the family with the different emotions.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. Like those are my favorite scenes.
I liked when they cut to the dad,
yeah.
and then they were freaking out for a second, and then he was like, "That sounds regular." And like, back to the game. Back to the game. Lewis Black's anger. I think every single joke he ever has works for me.
On this one,
yeah. I loved the integration of different animation styles too to convey. It reminded me of what the Lego Movie does.
Oh,
to show
the Lego Movie's so good.
That movie, I don't know how people consider that. I do think it's one of the best comedies ever made. It's one of the best movies ever made.
I think we're biased because we love Phil Lord and Christopher Nolan.
We also love Lego, so it's kind of hard for us to like. But I was watching a clip from it again recently. I'm gonna watch that movie again.
It's so good.
It's hilarious. But this one,
you don't have to be the bad guy.
I was even telling you that I'd heard comparisons of this to Toy Story 2, and you were like, "No way."
Yeah.
And you know what? I see it. I understand. I do think that this is the generational Toy Story 2 for this decade, I guess, unless they get their shit together. Because Disney had an awful year last year. Yeah. I didn't see Wish. I don't know if you did.
I did not see Wish.
I heard really bad things about it. I just haven't seen it. I do want to see Elemental. I know that Elemental, when it came out, was received okay, and it made no money.
Yeah.
And I remember I was out of town at the time because I did want to see it, because I did actually like those trailers, but Pixar never makes good trailers. I will say that. I did like the trailer for this one, though, because they showed the sarcasm joke, and I thought that was hilarious.
This one.
But, no.
They should make another Ratatouille movie.
What would they do?
They might. I mean, they're going to, regardless. They're going to make
they're going to make sequels from literally everything.
Oh, man, I really hope they don't, though.
I hope that the backlash to that statement, they're like, oh, never mind. Also, if Disney Plus, which I know no one is listening from there that runs it, but could you maybe not put things on there right away so people don't think that they can just wait until...
Yeah, give at least like a couple of months.
Yeah, because you know what happened with Onward and with...
Oh, I love Onward.
Which I also love, and I do consider underrated.
Yes, because I think I see that movie like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Just because I love. Oh man, I love that movie.
That one's one of those Pixar ones where sometimes they do release movies where on first viewing you're like, I liked it.
Yeah, that's how I was too.
And you know what other movie I was like that with
What?
was I think Monsters University.
Oh, yeah,
but then
too.
that one, I think if we were to make a ranking list, which I know we're going to
Yeah.
later on this year, I think it'll land really high because I
don't know,
adore
I love
that
both,
movie.
I love both Monsters University and Inc.
Yeah.
I love Monsters Inc. a lot.
Ink's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
You know, I was solely when I was
so
3. I dressed.
Always watching.
She's cool.
Hey, that's a character that I like.
I had that.
No, like a sexy character.
Oh, okay. Was the glasses?
Yeah, that's it, and the way she says.
And then whenever she slams the door and he goes, yeah. It's like burned in my brain, dude. Every single
Billy Crystal is so good.
Every single like voice in that, like the Abominable Snowman.
Dude, I think I'm gonna watch a clip of that.
I think I'm gonna watch that movie.
Mike Wazowski scream ASMR.
Let's not get into ASMR. You kept like smacking your lips earlier. It's like the worst noise in the world to me. Gotta fix your. There's nothing to fix. You're perfect the way you are.
All right, now make that as a Pixar movie.
What would the Pixar movie be? Do you remember that AI trend for Pixar posters when they were making like insane posters for them? I kind of can't show. I need to show you some of them rather than explain them on here.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, right. But I love this. I think this might be.
Hey, I love you.
I love you, man.
I
got you. I knew you were gonna. Yeah. Cool. Good me.
We have to express our emotions, guys. That's what Inside Out
don't suppress your emotions.
Don't.
You should express them always and forever. Otherwise, you know what happens? They get bottled up, and then you blow up on a person, and that's not good.
That's right. You don't want to blow anyone.
You don't, unless you do.
There's consent.
Yeah. Do what makes you happy.
No, don't.
Do what makes you
do things that are responsible. Don't do those.
Drink and drive.
I drive better when I'm drunk.
I have known someone that has said that. I guess it gets you lubed up, right?
Lubed up?
That's what people call it.
Well, who's people? Like, what are these people you're talking to? Let me know. And that way I can...
you want to know them?
Yeah, I do.
Experience joy. I wonder what that's... I kind of wish... I hope that...
I was telling someone about the Zootopia thing. Whenever... I forgot what movie were we watching about the Zootopia
guy?
My
god. Okay, so first off, we know Zootopia is a Disney movie.
Yes.
But we were doing a double feature of The Nice Guys and Neighbors 2 the day that it came out.
Yes.
And we saw a person holding a Judy Hopps and what's his name? Nick?
Yeah. He was holding like a bunch of dolls.
Yeah,
like
from Zootopia.
Dolls. Yes.
And he was talking to the person that like hands out the tickets and stuff. And I think
he was saying like he was watching this. It was like his 5th or 6th time.
Yeah.
Watching that movie, and I don't know. I remember him. Like because like I know they're making a sequel to Zootopia, and I was thinking, damn, what if I see him again? And I'm like, you've been burnt in my mind for the past 10 years.
I just told someone about that guy recently because I remember he was like, look, I even have the soundtrack, and he like had it.
Oh, man,
I was so confused because I mean, like, yeah, we go and see movies and we'll wear a shirt that's like tied into the movie, but I'm not carrying in
my dolls.
Yeah, like you're not gonna carry in
all my
like,
pop figures.
Yeah, at the same time.
Might as well.
And then be like, I have the soundtrack on CD if they even still make those.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that vinyl for Saltburn?
Oh yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, I just saw what it looked like. I saw it like for a second while I was scrolling.
Oh yeah, like it's like bath water.
That's funny.
Yeah, like, and literally like when you move it around, there's like water in it too.
I wonder why. I love this a lot. What's your score?
5 out of 5.
I'm also giving this 5 out of 5.
Hey,
is this our
5 out of 5?
Oh, cool. We high fived. Yeah. Which? Oh, look, it spiked on our audio. We high fived. Is this our what 3rd or 4th this year?
What?
5-star.
Did we both give?
Yeah.
I don't know. What was the other one?
Let's see. Dune 2.
Dune. Silence.
Dune your mom.
All right.
That's the subtitle.
I heard you, man.
I thought this was incredible. I think Pixar is back on their game with this, and I am still.
We're back, boys.
I'm
We're
admittedly
back.
part of the
Bad
problem.
Boys?
Bad boys? Bad boys? I'm gonna sing that again tomorrow.
You are?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
man.
my brother-in-law hadn't seen it yet, and he
Yeah.
wants to. I'm
Did he
excited.
pay you back?
Well, no, I gave it to him for like his first birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't need to.
Woo!
Yeah, no, we're good. So, up next,
Always pay people back, guys.
you should. Don't ever owe people money. Otherwise,
Yes.
you'll get your knees caved in with a bat.
Or
Especially at.
you'll just get like a certain tone from your friend all the time. You're like, hey, that's crazy how you're buying all that while you still owe me money.
Do I do that?
No.
Oh, I know someone that does that.
Yeah.
I know someone that owes someone a lot of money.
Yeah, let's just not. Yeah. Okay, let's just,
yeah, let's. Oh, well, you know who you are. But up next,
Ratatouille?
finally, we're doing it.
Ratatouille?
No, not Ratatouille.
Oh, okay. I just love Ratatouille.
You see it right here. We have been slowly making our way through them again, and Erwin for the first time because they're very long.
Yes.
We're doing
Dude. We're doing
the Lord of the Rings extended edition trilogy because Fathom Events, which is positive and negative here, is that they've been running the extended editions. First, it was for one night each movie only, but then it keeps doing well and it keeps making a lot of money. That they're on their like third week doing it, so you have that to look forward to next episode. If you could like and subscribe on
comment down below, guys.
This video.
Tell us who has the worst hairstyle right now. Tell us who has the worst shirt right now. Tell us who has the worst facial hair right now. Tell us who has the worst eyebrows right now.
Do all that.
Yes. Comment below.
That way
we thrive on it. I thrive on it.
That way we can both experience envy and what if they're like Erwin's hair and then Daniel's nose. Yeah.
Guys, comment down below and what's that one thing where like they can generate a photo between like both of our faces together?
Like if we had a kid together?
Yeah.
We'd look sexy.
All right, yeah, do that, and we want to see that.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.